Welcome to RMM Help. In this video we provide an overview of stock transfers in RMM. RMM Stock Control contains multiple stock locations, and we can utilize stock transfers to transfer stock from one stock holding point into another. We will audit this stock transfer in a demonstration stock item, and we've created product code 04 with a description of new stock. That's here, and I'll open that. And as can be seen, we have a stock holding of 10. When we look in our locations, we've only got one location, which is our medical electronics store, and there's our stock level. So let's say, for instance, we wanted to transfer half of that stock into our Hull workshops. So to carry out that transaction, we go back to our stock list and batch transactions. We create a new batch, and then for our batch type we create a transfer batch. When I click on save, I then get a batch number generated, which we can see under there, and that is a scrolling form where when we create our batch transactions, they'll start going in there in a scrolling list. We can put in an intuitive free format alphanumeric reference, and given that this is a new stock holding that we're going to have, what we might want to do is to call it something like opening balance new holding. So something intuitive that you and your colleagues will be able to recognize what it is. We then choose our supplier, and our supplier was the top one in the list, APC Cardiovascular, and that then gives us an abbreviated list, and there's our new stock item for opening balance, and as you can see there's 10 items in stock, and that will automatically fill the cost center and the purchase cost. I then enter a quantity, and we decided that what we'd like to do would be to split this, so we say 5 items, and our stock valuation will be calculated, and we're going to take that from the location with 10 in, which is our medical electronics store, and we're going to locate that and a new location in the Hull workshop. You'll notice medical electronics has got a bin reference, and we haven't got one yet in the workshop stores, but when we do this transfer, that will then give us an opportunity to put a bin location in. So we're satisfied with that transfer. We click on OK, it saves the record, it'll close the form, and then it pops that in our scrolling batch form. If we wanted to add additional transfers at this point, we could use add transaction. If for any reason we wanted to go back in here and we wanted to modify this, this is a little edit icon, but we want to commit that transaction now to our stock record, and we do that by clicking on confirm post. That tells us that we've actually done it, and at this point our batch has disappeared, but if I clicked on show our batches, there's our transfer at the top. So let's go and have a look at the stock item, and here's our new stock item. Our stock balance is still exactly the same, but when we go into locations, we've now got 2 locations, and we've got a stock level of 5 in each. We can put our bin location in now. Again, this is an alphanumeric free format, and you can have duplicates because you can have multiple products in the same location, and I'll put exactly the same as we've got for the previous one, and I'll save that record. So there's our new stock holding. Let's look at the transactions now, And as you can see, we started off with our opening balance of 10. Now we've got an opening balance of our new location, and we've got 5 going out of our one store and 5 coming in, that's medical electronics, and 5 coming in to the whole workshop. And that's the transaction complete, and that's our first step in auditing that. If we go back onto our stock list, what we might want to do at this stage is go into transaction inquiry and see those transactions. We could do it by supplier, and we knew that that was APC cardiovascular, and there's our stock transfers at the top. If we did that for the actual product item, our product was 04, which was the new stock item, and there's our adjustment, which was the opening balance and 2 stock transfers. If we did this with the transaction type, and our transaction type will be transfers, and there's our 2 for the new item sitting at the top. We could also do that by date range. Now I'll just go back onto the list, and if I highlight that stock item and then run reports, at this point I can do an audit report, and we can see those transactions in the audit report. There's our opening balance and our 2 transfers, 5 and 5. I can print that, or I can save that in Excel, PDF or Word format and email that. And that concludes the overview of stock transfers in RMM.